This is me. I am practicing reading for the audiobook. Picking a random excerpt by the author. Remembering Back, me, 2002. We've been through a lot in our years together, with my being so young when we met and married and then having our daughter soon after. We were parents, still getting to know each other, and not surprisingly using very different parenting styles. We'd never thought of it before, never knew it was a topic. He wanted to let our new baby cry for a bit, and I couldn't think of a reason for that at all. It became a disagreement that made me wonder how we would manage and successfully parent a child or children together. We struggled with me being domineering in her care and taking over because I had the most experience with children. He wondered how he'd fit in. It helped my side when the counselor suggested that very young babies are not trying to manipulate their parents with their cries. They are indeed in need of some sort of attention. Hearing that from an expert, and with the suggestion from her that he read up on some of the baby books we had around the house, counseling helped us immensely. Marriage counseling helped us come together again and bridge the gap in our parenting styles, and how not only did I want him to build a relationship with our daughter so she'd know she could depend on him, I also needed to have some outside goals that were not attached to her, to keep myself sane. I was told by the counselor to get out of the way on Saturdays to let hubby and baby find that place together. So I volunteered at a local theater painting sets. Creativity and a deadline to accomplish. As we were both children of divorce, we were willing to work hard to stay together. Our first daughter was a smart and easy baby, except for the one day at a week old when I binged on M&Ms and Hawaiian Punch all day. I had felt so happy that I could finally eat what I wanted again now that the morning sickness was over. I definitely overdid it. Poor Babes was screaming her head off, and I remember calling the hospital only to have the nurse tell me that it was my diet that day that had blown up my daughter's stomach. I guess I should have read up more about that. She rebounded after some pretty big farts and remained easier than most. Now in kindergarten, she is loving school and didn't even look back at me when I dropped her off on the first day. At the time, most of the other children were losing their shit as their moms walked away, while mine happily skipped into the room to see what was up. It was me who was lost that day. Didn't she miss me? She is confident, self-assured, adventure lover. She is... damn it. She is a confident, self-assured adventure lover, my little soccer player. She loves art, animals, and running around with friends. Dance parties to Sesame Street music are also a big hit. Little sis came along 3.5 years later, a more challenging baby. She cried all the time. It was terrible. I couldn't figure out what was bothering her, as I had long outgrown my fondness for Hawaiian Punch and M&Ms, at least together. Thankfully, my friend SS next door advised me to stop drinking milk, as maybe when it crossed into my breast milk it might be hurting her tummy. That had been the case for her daughter. It worked, and Sis grew into a little love bug, literally holding on to me for hours, or sitting on my lap. She'd follow me wherever I went. I wondered sometimes if she wanted back inside my body. Obsessed with books and craving 2 to 3 binkies in her mouth all at once, she is the house comic. Together, my husband and I decided that I would stay home with the kids. As being a nanny previously, it only made sense. Was I supposed to leave my children to go and take care of someone else's? So home I stayed. It was what I wanted anyway. It was what I always wanted anyway. We had made a place to call home. The childhood I had always craved for myself was coming true for my children. I was so grateful. Years passed and things weren't as exciting as they had been in the beginning for us. I was getting so bored with the usual crafts and running errands that being a homemaker entailed. I had kept myself pretty happy through decorating rooms, sometimes for other people too, but mostly for us, changing things around the house until it was done. Then I would start over again. I inspired some of the neighbors' wives to start painting and decorating their own homes. Their husbands started adding the word itis to the end of my name, as if an ailment had taken over their wives, compelling them to change their environments. Yeah, we are wallpapering the kitchen now. My wife has blankitis. So apparently, I got their wives to spend money. Oh well, I told them. You had a good run. Always wanting something new or a project, I was constantly painting our rooms different colors. Finally, Hub asked me, "When are you going to stop?" I just shrugged my shoulders. No clue.